Welcome to Kuala Lumpur and the first event of the HSBC BWF World Tour season for 2024. It is the 67th Malaysia Open here at the Axiata Arena. And the fans have been flocking in all week and watching the opening rounds and of course quarterfinal Friday, but today it's a very special day. It's the beginning of the weekend, which means semi-final Saturday here. And this ultimately is what it's all about. The gorgeous HSBC BWF World Tour Finals trophy, today brought out by another national junior shuttler, doubles player Aaron Tai, who's actually partnered up with Kang Kai Zing, currently ranked about 250th in the world, but also picked up a third place. To do the same against Zhang and Jeong from China. Then it's the other women's singles semi-final, and it's another epic encounter. An Se-young, world number one, against Zhang Yiman, who of course ousted Akane Yamaguchi, the defending champion, yesterday. Women's doubles after that was another giant killing outing by Liu Shengshu and Tan Ning. Chen and Jia, their victims. They're taking on Iwanaga and Nakanishi in the women's doubles. Lin Chunhee also had a great quarterfinal. He's up against Anders Antonsen, who's in very, very good form right now. Satwik and Chirag, the Indian number 2 pair, have set up their year well by starting this first Super 1000 event by getting to the semis. They're up against the world champions Kang Min-hyuk and Seo Seung-jae. And then Victor Axelsen, the last remaining defending champion here in Malaysia this week, up against Shi Yuqi, the world number 7 in the men's singles. And the men's doubles to round it off, Liang and Wang from China. The number 1's taking on Hoki and Kobayashi, the number 7s. So plenty of great action coming your way. And looking at the mixed doubles draw, there's confirmation of those big, big matches from Kim Won-ho and Jeong Na-eun, and Terry He and Jessica Tan in the quarterfinals, taking out Zheng and Huang and Chapon Sub-Series. And of course, Seo Chai, Midikora, Kawa, Saito, the victims on the other side of the draw. So here they come into the arena. It's my great pleasure, of course, to have our resident badminton expert, Steen Pedersen, here with me for the semi-finals. Steen, what do you think about the semi-final matchups?
Fantastic lineups we've got waiting for us today, and also some new kids on the block, so to speak, in terms of semi-finals at the Super 1000 level. So it's going to be really interesting, I think, and full speed forward here in the Axiata Arena.
That's right, landmark historical events happening in this today, because of course 4 defending champions ousted at the quarterfinal level. Akane Yamaguchi, Alfie Nardianto in men's doubles, Chen and Jia in women's doubles, and Zheng and Huang, which we watched, of course, yesterday in mixed doubles. Looking at the head-to-head here, it's a 1-0 lead for Kim and Jeong. That was at the Korea Open back in 2022. So didn't play each other last year. And that also, as you can see, went to 3 games.
Red is the call. You won the toss. What do you choose? This receive. Who will receive? Who will serve? Jessica. Choose your end.
So Chaturanga Vishwanath, our umpire, getting things set up in terms of the protocol of badminton. But for Terry and Jessica, we were talking about these landmark things that have events. I said they were the first Singaporean mixed doubles team to pick up gold at the Commonwealth Games. They are now, as you pointed out yesterday, the first Singaporean mixed doubles team to make a Super 1000 semi-final, and they've also got their eyes on being the first Singaporean mixed doubles team to hopefully try and fight for a medal at the Olympics this year.
Played amazing this tournament. And, right now, they're just inside the Olympic qualification. This result here will definitely help them.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the year, that's for sure. They've been getting consistently better. And here's Jeong. Of course, we saw them putting in a very solid performance. And I think really with both of these pairs, I said they both had great quarterfinal matches. For Jeong and Kim, as we look at their results, Tan and Lai in 38 minutes, Yamashita and Shinoy in 60 minutes. And that was the big one, Zheng and Huang in 58 minutes. They set out their stall yesterday. They had a plan and they stuck to it, and it worked for them.
Yeah, definitely. I've said it before that when they're healthy, the two Koreans, they're a tough cookie for Jeong Soo-wei and Hwang Ya-chung. They've got the game to rattle them.
So Terry He here, 28 years old, born in Penang, another Singaporean shuttler that of course has started very early on from Malaysia. And another couple on court. Mary Jessica Tan in 2021, if I believe. And in fact, in 2023, one of their big highlights was the Irish Open. And there, of course, they faced another couple who also happened to be in the commentary box this week, Greg and Jenny Mayers. And that's their tournament results. Leading up to this one, it was Yen Lee from Chinese Taipei in 51 minutes, Jomko and Posampran 41, and another Taipei, Dechapol and Sub-Siri, of course, the number succeeds in 48 minutes. So consistent performance from them, but they have already said in the press yesterday that this Super 1000 semi-final appearance for them is their best achievement. That includes winning a title, of course, in 2022.
You can see it from the pairs that they've defeated. It's all very, very capable players. The former world champions from Thailand had a magnificent tournament. Ian Tan.
Looking at our umpire and service judge for this one, as said Chaturanga Vishwanath, umpire Mohammed Azid Salman in the service judge chair. A lot of fans already here for this first match. Probably not as much as would have been, of course, if there had still been some Malaysian interest, but Aaron Chan, So Yik and Ong Yu Sin, Cho Yi were the last two Malaysian pairs, and they bowed out yesterday also at quarterfinals. It was a pretty crunching quarterfinal Friday, actually, for a lot of the big names. So about ready to get underway here.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Jeong Na-yoon and Kim Eun-ho, Korea. And on my left, Hye Kai Terry and Tan Rei-han Jessica, Singapore. Tan Rei-han Jessica to serve to Jeong Na-yoon, Lomon, play.
So great rousing response from the fans here for the Singapore pair who start us off.
One, love.
Last year, it was quarterfinal appearance for Kim and Jeong, so they've upped that from 2023. And for Terry and Jessica, it was second round exit.
Two, love.
Oh, that's a beauty from Terry He. First the flat push, pinning Jeong to the backcourt, and then a very, very nice guided shot across the net.
Well, they're pulling out all the stops right from the start. Solid 3-love lead.
1-3.
One of those points a winner, one of those points good hustling, and of course one of those points lost to the backcourt drift.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. It has been all week. Drift coming from the Koreans towards the Singapore pair, and that means that the Koreans have to be careful pushing flat, lifting towards the back line of the Singapore pair here in the first game, and that makes it a bit easier for
Singaporeans.
The Singaporeans, as long as they are in the control of the rallies. Obviously, if the Koreans are attacking, they get a little bit more bite in their attack.
Yeah. Nice angle from Kim Won-ho to finish that point. Just stepped up a little, get a little hooked angle.
Attention please. Do not use flash photography.
See there, just a little half jump. Just enough to get that extra burst to it.
That's well left. A good example of what we discussed. Drift.
4-2.
Terry, he is extremely quick on his feet, so we'll see him try and make himself get himself in a good position in the mid-court area. Not necessarily the hardest hitter, but as long as
he's
it's
in the right
difficult
place,
for the Koreans to be accurate on the back line, then he's got good working conditions.
Well, again, left well by Terry He, maintaining this 3-point lead. Good pick up from the back, but Kim Won-ho marauding on the right side. And finds his mark.
He must come with a lot of confidence. He and Tan played 3 tournaments in India towards the end of 2023. Lost the quarterfinal of Side Modi, a Super 300 event. Won the next one in Guwahati, Super 100.
Yeah.
And then lost the final in Odisha. But playing that many matches gives you belief and touch. And the way that they've capitalized on that here in Kuala Lumpur, that's just very encouraging from a Singaporean perspective.
That momentum of tournaments pushing you through. It's a great start here for this 2024 season.
6-4.
And peaking at just the right time as well, of course, with the Paris qualification still on till April 28th this year. Smile there from Terry He. That's not part of the plan.
5-6.
So they've tied it up, Kim Jeong. Good hustle up at the net.
They're really solid, Kim Won-ho and Jeong. Kim, for a long period in 2023, he was injured in his left knee. He still played, but on a number of occasions they almost played the opposite formation with Jeong at the back and Kim only capable of cover the net. But it seems like his knee is getting better, even though he's got a small strapping on it today.
But he's definitely, as you can see there, he's got good lift. Certainly not favouring it in any way. I'm sure it's just a supportive strapping.
They started their partnership. Well, they played a couple of tournaments in 2019, smaller tournaments, Kim and Jeong. Actually, they started their partnership in Korea Open on home soil in the tournament where they defeated he and Tan. Did well into the semi-final there, and then it took like 7 months or so where the results were mediocre before they sort of found their way, and I feel they're really, really solid in their basic game.
Well, that's what it's always about. Fundamentals, building on top of them.
Yeah, and knowing what you're going, what do you have to do in the different situations that occur during a match, and become better and better at reading the game the same way.
Decision making, anticipation, finding out response, of course. Yeah. So they've taken a 2-point lead now. Definitely done enough to force, as you can see, Terry and Jessica into a very defensive pattern. Now Terry's trying to push it, and he does well.
Service over. 8-9.
Okay, Mono just watching that all the way. I don't think he was 100% sure. But I guess who is into that corner? That's been the really drifty corner of the week. As you said, Steve, you've got to be very careful. From mid-court to back.
10-8.
Well, they have settled into another solid pattern and are 1 point away from 11-8. First mid-game interval lead.
Service over. 9-10.
But not yet.
10 all.
So they do get the lead, but at 11-10.
나은이가 노리고 있어야 되는 거고, 혹시나 들이빠졌을 때 원우가 그 동작을 컨트롤 해줘야 된다는 건데, 하이로 오는 것보다 중간 커버 플레이를 먼저 더 빨리 선점을 할 수 있는 동작을 더 신경을 써줘야 된다고. 프리킥이 먼저가 아니란 말이야. 그리고 지금 플레이가 계속 직선 플레이 자꾸 똑같이 맞춰서 또 플레이를 싸운단 말이야. 그게 아니라 걔가 몰고 와서 먼저 상대방 대한테 먼저 맞는 게 우리가 먼저
20 seconds. Players back on the court. Back on the court.
So back on court for second phase of game 2. And Steen, the first coaching advice from the teams. What do you reckon was the general idea on both sides?
Yeah, I think for the Koreans it was how to cope with the drift, and I think we're going to see them try and go for soft-paced shots and perhaps a bit higher lift when they're forced to lift. For the Singaporean pair, they basically want to try and keep control as well, because they don't want to lift to the Koreans.
Right.
So that's pretty much small adjustments and otherwise continuing as they did here in the first game. They have to be reasonable, content. One of the situations to solve is what happens when Kim plays from the front court.
That's a new shot that Terry He's just picked up on. I don't think that's legal at all. I do believe you have to be attached to your racket when it hits.
Good counter. That's why the Singapore pair is so dangerous when Terry Heat gets a chance to counter-attack. Really, really good racket skills from the mid-court area.
12.
Has he?
11-12. That was a great return by Kim Won-ho.
Steep.
13-11.
Falling backwards as well. It was the deep serve that almost outfoxed him, but he started moving early.
Excellent shot.
Great angle picked out by Kim Won-ho.
14-11.
14-11.
That's brilliant. That's a typical example of being able to do the basics.
15.
You have to be able to withstand the defense from the female player. That's a minimum requirement in the mixed, and then turn the defense around, make your way to the net.
Which she did with great speed.
And when I say the basics, I mean, Jeong is an accomplished women's doubles player, so she can play from the backcourt. She doesn't have those spectacular skills. It's not like she's bent over backwards, intercepting something. But the things that she's required to do is extremely
You need that in every sport. You need workman-like journeyman players that come in and put down that foundation block, which you can work off. Absolutely agree, yeah. Well, he and Tana certainly tried to bite back there.
16.
I think they were up 5-2 in the Singaporeans, so down 14-7 from that point. Couldn't hear what he was saying, Kim Won-ho, but the umpire said that he would check it.
Kim Won-ho and Watanabe and Higashino, of course, the last two remaining seeds in the draw.
13-16.
Challenge by Jessica Tan. Super quality.
Oh, Jessica just couldn't build off that powerful attack by Terry Heat.
17-13.
So 17-13. This is where Kim and Jeong are going to have to keep it really tight if they want to close out this match, or this game.
Another net Terry Heat.
14-17. Jeong, show me out.
Tumble that makes all the difference sometimes.
Thank you. 10.
Well, important serve. and too delicate on the left side.
So you would say, okay, when missing this, then next time it's there, then lift. No, that's not what we're going to see. We're going to see her try and do the same again, because that's what's needed. That's what you need to play in the mixed double. You can't just lift all the time. Oh, that's a good deception.
Oh, that's brilliant. Kim Won-ho, not very often found out like that, but he was this time.
Super racket movement, short racket movement. Very hard to judge where it's. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Almost like a little explosion in the wrist.
And he was also, Jessica was also blocking the view as well. So there was literally no way Kim Won-ho was going to know or have any indication as to where that was going. Wow. Important points. Played well. 16-17. Just a little bit too early.
18-16.
Jeong was all over that so early. And that really set the tempo of that point. Just seeing the response right now.
16.
And also the way she stands upright. You can only do that if you trust your partner's service. Otherwise, it's really dangerous standing there.
Right.
20 game point, 16.
So 4 game points.
Get ready quicker.
Good shot.
Terry, who does the hard work. And then that finishing touch just beyond him. 21-16 in 18 minutes. Did some great work there, Terry. And he looks up to the heavens. Actually, looking at it from that angle, it was up in the air.
이렇게 오빠가 뒤에서 양쪽을 다 커버하는 동작이 안 맞는단 말이야. 근데 가운데 오니까 가운데 계속 공격하니까 여자애도 중간에 사이드 빼고 남자애도 중간에 봤을 때 그 동작을 하니까 뒤에서 컨트롤을 하기 어렵단 말이야. 그 동작을 했었을 때 앞에서 하나 동작을 조금 더 사이드로 동작을 해주고 그 다음에 중간에 빠졌을 때도 마찬가지야. 자, 오빠가 직선 플레이하고 나은이가 직선 플레이해서 가운데 왔었으면 나은이가 직선을 잡을 건지 대각을 잡을 건지 뒤를 잡아주면 하나의 동작이 씌워지는데 하나 치고 가운데 서 있으니까 양쪽
Don't give up. Try again.
So back on court, game 2. And the Koreans switching sides, of course.
Jeong, do not check the chart.
And of course can play with a little bit more
Second game.
less nerves, I should say, even if they had nerves to start off with, because they're at 1 game up now.
Now the Koreans can use the full court with more confidence, and the opposite is the case for He and Tan. But can He and Tan take the initiative? Then their attack will have a bit more bite. I think the problem is going to be the initiative.
Right. Oh, he was lucky that time. But great court coverage from Kim Won-ho. I think that answers that question about that knee.
Yeah, and also the strapping has come off now. So.
Oh yeah. He's feeling fine.
Wait. Should have left that Jessica Tan touch the top of the table. I think it was going to be short, but she was already committed.
Oh, 4-love lead. And it's going to start playing on their mind if this gets bigger and bigger. There's the first point on the board.
1-4.
Another net court for
Terry Heat. He's brought his own net from Singapore.
I think 2 magnets, one on the net, one on the shuttle.
Thank you.
There's Paulus Firman, the Indonesian doubles coach, working in Singapore. Low quality on the serve there from Jessica Tan. He had lots of options, Kim Won-ho.
Found wanting that.
Beautiful variation. Instead of attacking the first one, Terry Heat almost moved a little bit too far back. I think that's a brilliant combination there. Getting her out of position. Getting an even better opportunity on the second one.
That's the patience for you. Great, well spotted. Well, they might be behind, but they seem to be relishing this side of the court so far.
And look from where he's hitting in his last shot again. Terry Heat, look at his feet here. Well in front of the first of the 2 tram lines. Well, not well in front, but in front of the first 2 tram lines with the drift, and it makes it much more probable that he can score. Good play.
Well, Kim Won-ho targeting Jessica Tan. Worked.
6-3.
That shot there didn't have the right quality. It was directly in the racket of Jeong. Here comes that one.
Yeah. They're just so quick to work together.
Yeah.
And they do get those opportunities.
Yeah. Exactly. Sensing that, hey, my partner's shot is sort of better than what the opponent can come up with in reply. And sensing where the opportunity is going to arise. I think she's feeling a little bit under pressure at the moment, Jeong in the play from below the tape. She's very keen to move backwards. Let's see if Ian Tan can exploit that. Another loose serve.
And again, it's another wonderful shot into the backcourt for Kim Won-ho from that.
One of the things I like is that he stays there. Look at this. He stays there, plays a good shot, stays there, plays a good shot. When you're a little bit lower level, then you're sort of always a little bit nervous as to where's the next one going to come, so you move back towards the base position. That's not the way to do it.
Keep that side of the court covered. Stand your ground. 5-7.
5-7.
And I like the way that Terry Heat, especially, has not been overawed by that first game loss. Coming out firing.
Great play by Jeong, making the right choices.
8-5.
Yes, definitely on point today. Jeong was on point yesterday as well. In fact, in that win against Jeong and Huang.
See, another racket goes, another service that touched the top of the table. So that's something you've got to pick up on as an opponent and say that, hey, maybe we can put a little bit of pressure on her. What about a flick serve here and then a drop shot in front of her?
I always thought that was going to play out exactly as you said.
But again, clever reply from Jeong. She didn't hit it. She just played it below the tape, and it's totally in line with Korean mixed double strategy, going all the way back to when Park Jo-bong, the head coach of Japan, when he was playing for Korea. Clear mixed double strategy. So when you flicked, get it below the tape. Yeah. Don't necessarily hit it hard and give the opponents counter-attacking opportunities.
Amazing. Well, now there's just 1 point in it. Service with Jessica Tan. I mean, I don't know how he thought of that shot in his head.
I think he changed his mind a couple of times.
But look at just the end result. The end result of it. Get away from me, that's it. And look at that. I mean, look at the accuracy of it. That was good. Pressuring, hustling play by Jessica Tan. It looked like the Koreans were just about to settle into a devastating attack. She just managed to confuse them. And took a piece of Jeong Eun's ear by the looks of it. That's a fault, obviously.
So sort of a Luis Suarez shot.
Kim Won-ho with all the time in the world there.
Trying to challenge him on the timing, and very well done. Thumbs up from Coach Paulus. And a very nice comeback here.
Yes.
By he and Tan.
What an important point. 9-all. All comebacks start from 1 point. Maybe that's the point. And it's going to need, of course, more concerted effort right now before the interval. But they'll feel great for themselves, he and Tan, if they can go in 11-9 up. After training, of course, 4-love in this first phase of game 2. Good shot. Great shot. No other option for Jeong Eun at that point but to drag it wide.
10-7.
Just saw the gestures from the Korean coach. He wanted Jeong to move more to the left so that she could play a clear forehand shot there. Coaches always have the smart answers, really always know what you should have done.
Oh, slip, and I almost picked it up well. Well, that was a great point. 10-all. It's interesting you should say that about coaches. I always get that feeling when you see the coaches that it must be so frustrating for you guys when you've got the play in your head and you're just trying to translate it to the player.
We always, the stamina is never a problem, and we always calm and collected. So we always know what you should have done. It's much more difficult when you're standing on the court, I can tell you.
Yeah. Oh, that's great power from Kim Won-ho. 11-10 at the break.
뭔가 수비적인 거 했었을 때는 거기서 내가 수비에서 뭔가 붙이거나 빼거나 뭔가 상대방을 그 위치에 서서 잘 때릴 수 있는 상황을 피해서 가야 되는데 잘 때리면 계속 맞춰준다면 굳이 안 해도 되는데 거기서 조금 더 완급 조절이 돼야 된다면 파괴하는 게 중요한 게 아니란 말이야.
So making their way back on court now for the most important phase of play yet in the quest for Terry He and Jessica Tan here at the Malaysia Open.
11.
Their greatest achievement to make semi-final of a Super 1000, but if they want to make a final, then they're going to have to get moving right now. And in no uncertain terms, they're going to have to win this second phase of game 2.
That was a very significant rally there with the fight for the initiative. You can see the Koreans, they were not backing.
10.
Complicated pattern of play. In the end, very well placed by Jeong and just off the right knee of Terry He.
Good service return from Terry He. Brilliant.
Fantastic. Big backcourt player in full swing.
Service over. 11. 12.
And the Koreans, they cannot contain the Singaporean attack.
And as you said, right, I think it was about half a game ago that Terry He's definitely got his range sorted out in terms of this drifty arena.
Shot. Same shot that Terry He won the previous rally with. Now limited for Kim Won-ho, going all the way across.
13. 11.
And the player standing across, female player. And it's going to be a battle in the service situation now. That's the best chance for He and Tan to get the initiative. Brilliant serve going towards the right shoulder, but more and more into the middle of the body, so it becomes more and more difficult to play a good shot with the forehand for Jessica Tan. That's a good one.
Definitely tighten themselves up. Those first 3 shots. That's good from Jeong, and it sets up Kim Won-ho, who goes big. He just loves it when he gets serviced like that.
15. 11.
They got the attacking advantage from Jeong.
Yeah, and Terry He was a little bit off balance, and he thought he could play it into the net area, but there was Jeong where she should be.
Thank you.
Doing what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And they've done very well here. 15-11. Dangerous times for He and Tan.
Let's see where he targeted his serve again, where it's going from right shoulder into the middle of the body. This time, backhand return. Super.
Terry He is wasting no time getting on the attack. And it's a competent and effective attack as well, as we've seen a number of times already in this match.
And the thing now is they need to score some points in their own serve. He and Tan.
Oh, Terry. That probably would have been interception of the week if we got it.
Senses what Kim Won-ho is going to do. Look at this.
Yeah, pushed him off to the left.
That's what you can do when you're quick on your feet.
Yeah. He is very quick on his feet. Kim Won-ho had to attack all the way back. Oh, wow. Terry didn't expect that to come back. Oh, it's a savage misread at a key time.
16-13.
He could have played it in a favorable position lengthwise.
So 16-13, and that pressure building. Oh, it's the classic top right corner that's given them their 17th point.
Service return is super important. It has to give you the initiative. Otherwise, you're in big problems.
And the options.
That looked really high. That serve from Jeong. High in terms of perhaps illegal. Hope the service judge is awake.
Well, points falling quickly now, and Kim and Jeong closing in on a spot the final. It's been a good little fight between these pairs in this opening semi-final of the day. They're not giving up yet.
Service over. 14-19.
Jeong, as you can see, definitely feeling the pressure a little bit. As you were saying, spent a lot of last year up in the net because of the injury. It's the kind of skill that he picked up.
And knows what the game plan would be for the Singaporeans trying to get on the attack.
So 6 match points.
Again, beautiful variation from Terry He on the first attack. Sliced, smash, not an awful power.
20.
And then the next one killed on Jeong.
So they got the serve back, but it is last chance saloon. No mistakes allowed. They've got to keep pressuring. Nice. Delicate from Kim Won-ho. That's one. First point to get the ball rolling.
He's flicked a lot down Terry and Hugh, but it's dangerous to do it in this situation here.
He went the other way, and the other way was too short. Maybe he wasn't used to doing it, and that's why maybe the nerves of the moment got to him. But in 40 minutes, Kim Won-ho and Jeong Na-eun have made it through to their first final of the year in the first event of the year. 21-16, 21-16, score symmetry. And they're looking for number 1, Kim Won-ho and Jeong Na-eun.
Match won by Kim Yeon-ho and Jeong Na-eun. 21-16, 21-16.
So they will now face either Chang En-wei or Watanabe Higashino in the final. We'll see that match later on. Right now, though, Koreans through to the final. Coming up next, it is the epic women's singles semi-final. Tai Tzu-Ying taking on Chen Yufei. Don't go anywhere. Back at the Malaysia Open here in the Axiata Arena in Kuala Lumpur. And it's semi-finals Saturday. Fans in full attendance and getting larger here at the 16,000 capacity arena. Look at the order of play for semi-final Saturday, and we've already had, of course, that 41-minute wonderful performance by Kim Won-ho and Jeong. And up next, it is one of the great matches, the current era of women's singles. Tai Tzu-Ying taking on Chen Yufei, number 4. Taking on number 2. It's one of those glorious events to kick off the year where, look at that semi-final lineup. The only person missing